the first thing we're going to talk about, and it's going to be nice and quick, is unfortunately just before the end of the year, on December 26th, I believe, the wrestling world and the world in general lost a absolutely remarkable man in John Huber, otherwise known as Brodie Lee, otherwise known as Luke Harper. If you're not a wrestling fan, you probably won't know a lot about this guy, but all you need to know, I mean, you just go to Twitter and look up the name John Huber, and you will see his fellow wrestlers, his, from staff to cameramen to fans, just pretty much anyone who knew this guy, their life was made better by him. And I absolutely, it's still shocking to me. Even like Jim Cornette, who's like a wrestling historian, he couldn't recall a time where someone was at the top and then just were gone. Like, the closest thing I could think of was Owen Hart, and that was, he wasn't exactly at the top. He was fighting for the Intercontinental Championship, but even then, everyone loved Owen Hart, and what happened to him was tragic, and nobody knew. That was another thing. The guy, John Huber, I'll call him Brodie Lee, he was sick with a lung condition, and nobody knew. It was a surprise to everybody. It was insane. What really kind of made it sad for me was the fact that when he was in WWE for a long time, and they tried to break him off into a single star a lot, but either Vince didn't see anything in him, or apparently Vince really didn't like him because he couldn't do a convincing Southern accent, which is fucking dumb. But a lot of people, he should have been in the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 33, but he wasn't. He should have had a much bigger spotlight on him in WWE, but as soon as he got away from there, he had the TNT Championship in AEW. He was a very prominent figure on TV. He was just everywhere, and everyone loved him. Whether he was successful to the degree he should have been or not, he was absolutely adored by everyone. And so, yeah, it's just a very, very sad thing to be experiencing in general. And just right after Christmas, I mean, we were really hoping, a lot of wrestling personalities were lost this year. We were really hoping that we wouldn't have any more. I remember Wrestle Talk put out an in memoriam video for all the wrestler people we lost in 2020. And a lot of the comments were like, you just jinxed someone. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to make this video out of date before the end of the year. And unfortunately, it was a young father.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he passed peacefully with his family and all.
Surrounded by his family, and his son. A lot of people just loved are loving his son too. Like, the company that Brodie was working for, AEW, they signed his son. He's a child, but they signed his son so that he can join the company when he comes of age, and they even had him pin the champion, and he even came out and cut a promo on someone, and he's got a gimmick, and he's obviously loving that, but it's
I'll fucking laugh if he grows up to be like an accountant.
Well, still, I mean, Kofi Kingston was in an office job before he went to wrestling.
Well, I just more mean like if his kid has no interest in pursuing wrestling as a career later, which is completely valid.
Yeah, they're not gonna rescind their
right.
their support of him. It's like, oh, you think you're too good for wrestling? You want to go be a fucking water boy? Fine.
You want to go be a botanicologist? I don't know, man.
But yes, anyway, R.I.P. Brodie Lee, and much love to your family.